We do see our survivors here. I think this Muzi is the Chinese name that you were seeing on screen. There's 3, Raihin and Ed. Edwin? Oh, no, Eric. Sorry, I apologize. But nevertheless, we're going to be seeing our killer Alex go and break all the doors towards the shack side of the map as well. Now, just checking around this 8 section and trying to see if anybody's stealth here in the backyard. I mean, I don't think there's really anybody here in this vicinity. They're probably already rotated all the way up to the other side of the map at this point. Oh no, I have been sorely mistaken. We have found 3 with Sprint Burst, who's going to be running all the way to the pallet over at 6. Oh my god, he makes that on 180 ping. That is absolutely insane of this man. You are in for a treat, ladies and gentlemen. The ace is locked. He is the captain of Ares. Is he able to make this pallet playing around the rocks really nicely? These check spots are incredible at the moment. He's going to be making water tower right off the rip. We get a chase and a half. How is this man doing this on 180 ping? This is absolutely incredible. 3 is going to be running all the way down into this window here, laid nicely for him over at the 4 side, and Alex is really struggling to get this first down, which will look like this should have been really quick. As we had seen, the match had started. He just found the survivor that was just really out of position. And the Chinese goats are going absolutely crazy, Halo. This is insane.
This ace is having such a good chase. He's already lasted for pretty much half of Corrupt. He's gotten a head-on for himself, and now he's made it all the way to main with his max distance from the head-on. Alex is forced to leave and having to kick this generator. It's literally 99, and Corrupt is about to be over. This is looking pretty bad for Alex. I mean, the survivors just played so good mechanically right there. That Ace Visconti really cooked up and really did well in that chase. And we also do find, unfortunately, Nicolas Cage here, kind of just caught off guard, and that's going to be the first death really quickly, to be honest. And I just saw Ace's arm behind that tire, by the way, while that Bubba was picking. So maybe our killer player did see, but potentially not. Alex is going to be looking around. Probably did see Ace's arm, to be honest. And we are going to find Ace. Oh my god, that good start is all kind of crumbling to nothing, to be honest, Hunter. Really unfortunate. That's going to be another pain res possibly to hit main, but we aren't going to be taking it. We are going to be going to main building ourselves, and we do see 2 generators also going to be popping in the background. We don't pop main in time though, so we are going to be able to apply our eruption and go all the way back and possibly get our pain res now. So nonetheless, it's still looking pretty good. Looks like Cheryl must have 99'd her generator as potentially going to eat the pain res possibly, but we also do see Zarina here going for our pull and kind of looping at this little tile here. Going to be lifing away, and we are going to be forced to pick up 3. So it's still not looking that bad for either side. It should have been pretty bad for Alex, but a little bit of fumbling from our
What? Did they use a pain rest stack? I'd be so pissed if it did. Hang on. Can we get a quick rotation?
Oh, it did.
Wait. Oh god, there's no shot. I would be so mad. That's crazy. That you were able to even pop the gen as soon as that was like milliseconds difference. That's absolutely insane. It could have been, you know what? That might actually even be a tech. We're gonna have to double check. That might actually be a tech, but we do see the down onto 3. Regardless of that fact, I'm seeing 2 major macro mistakes here on both sides. 3, not too sure what was happening over there, hiding in the bush over at 5 instead of making distance away from the hook. I don't know if we were going for such an early pull when the generators are so highly progressed. That being said, Alex, why are you running so far away from the hook all the way over to main? They just popped main anyway. Just surely camp second with a down so early. But nevertheless, you know, you had a down and a hook. I don't know why would you ever leave that? And now all of a sudden 3 generators are popping in front of our faces. And we do have someone in the basement. I do believe we're just going to let the bro cook and die on hook, unfortunately. I don't think we can actually do that because look how close our generators are at the moment. So, problems team. We have one in Gallows, one over at 7, 6-ish, and then two behind us over towards that 3 and 4. And now we're pre-dropping the carriage pallet, but Alex is going to opt to break that very nicely. And then Musée or Nicolas Cage will be running all the way down into the corner of the map over at the 10 side. But, if 3 can keep these chases up after if he gets unhooked, Royces might have some competition, I can't lie. But nevertheless, we're going to be rotating in the bottom basement side, and we're going to be eating this tag on the side of our ace 3. It's just bumping into the stairs accidentally, and he's just going to be in cooldown. But the Nia is absolutely zoned at the moment. We might have to play a lock here. We're going to be trying to go for the win. That is crazy. No, all day, every day, you hop in a locker after that. Surely, once he does the chainsaw, that is absolutely crazy. There's no way we won't play lockers in basement. But you know what? All things considered, you did try to make the escape, but like in the end of the day, it's just, you could get caught out in the basement. I see why you wouldn't do it, but nevertheless, I mean, I thought that was the best bet at that point in time. You kind of just screwed once you're like body blocked at the stairs there. I mean, you're just kind of like playing for time at that point. But nevertheless, we're going to be getting that very quick pull. And yes, out of the 3-gen. And look at that 3 split. That is absolutely lovely to see from the survivors making use of what they have and now vaulting the window. Shack pallet still at our disposal as well. Another strong pallet over here at a 7, but the carriage is still dropped. I don't think we have anything to run to once this pallet is dropped. And now we're just kind of rotating around it on the side of the Nicolas Cage, but we're still within the generator. So this isn't the ideal place to be dying. We're not going to be able to make this pallet over at 8. We're going to be going down just before we reach it. And now we're going to be getting picked up. Nobody here for the pallet save, I don't think. Don't hear any footsteps, but Alex not taking any chances. He's going to be swinging through that just in case somebody is there. And now we're going to be taking the pain risk hook back onto the backside of here. But pain has already been used. Another generator in the background procking, and we have, as it stands, our current 3-gen is 6, 7, and Gallows. So still very close, and he's just hooked in front of the 3-gen. I don't really know what Arius can do here. I mean, you really need to try to get this hook miraculously unscathed and then try and get out as soon as possible. We've seen today quite a few times where our survivors are just dying in the generators, and I always prioritize death locations. Make sure that you're not next to the generators, and I know it's a little bit difficult to do sometimes, but you'd rather take a down in a good spot as to oppose of a chase in a bad spot. Just always remember that. Nevertheless, yeah, I mean, you're playing a risky game if you do that. I mean, you still can kind of get out of a situation like taking chase into a bad spot, but it's never the safest option. It's always safer to die in those correct spots. But nevertheless, we're seeing a few chases we can take here, but we're not opting to really commit anything. I do like this play from Alex here, playing very protective of his hook, trying to secure that 3v1 at 1 generator remaining, a tight 3-gen at his disposal, and just it's so difficult to really break free of this, and now he's just in such a power position. I mean, if we could get a quick switch around to what the survivors plan of action is, because we don't really see anybody on the generators. We do see Eric all the way over at main, not too really sure what's happening there. Rakin working the Gallows gen as well with the Lithe, and 3 just rotating all the way to the bottom top side, maybe going for a little bit of a reset. We do hear somebody on the Gallows gen, and we're going to be rotating up to the Gallows as well, but we have noticed it preemptively on the side of our Zarina here. Going to be playing the pallet stun against the Bubba, dropping it in front of Alex's face, and now rotating to another filler pallet, using all the filler pallets in our vicinity. Now there's only this one over at 8, but once that's dropped, you don't really have anywhere to go. Maybe play a locker, maybe play the stun. It's, yeah, again, on ping. Like, it's just so risky. It's just unfortunate these guys are at 180, because I'd really love to see what they're like on 20 ping. My God, they're playing absolutely crazy, but Alex is just putting on such a dominant performance for what it's worth, now hooking over towards the 9 side. Maybe they're going for a little bit of a double on that generator over at 6. I can't lie. We don't see that 3's been reset in the background, so maybe, just maybe, we get that popped in. We do see a couple pistons on it pumping. I do say it's around that 3 to 4 piston mark, but we're going to be taking the kick onto that, and we will be applying eruption in the game. Will be slowing again once more, so maybe we can get that unhook onto our hooked survivor here. But we do see some scratch marks leading over into 3 and some leading over into main, which leads me to believe that there isn't really anyone going for the unhook, and I am lying to you guys. I'm a dirty, filthy liar, unless those are going around main. Okay, they are. They're going below around 11, so all things considered, Halo's still looking pretty rough for the survivors. I can't lie. As well as they're performing, it's just not good.
Yeah, it does look like the survivors are in like quite a bad position. Alex would have had 2 pain. Yeah, I think Alex. No, actually, probably not. I forgot if he was hooked on a pain rest. But Alex does have one pain rest that currently, I mean, is holding these generators quite well. Eric is on a gen quite high progress if I didn't look at that wrong. So yeah, it does look like Eric is going to be working this generator. It has got quite a decent amount of progress, although Eruption is going to be able to help Alex in this situation, especially with this free gen. So, oh my god, and Zarina is going to be going last pick as well, last second. We are going to be getting Zarina hit into the mending state as well, and we're probably going to be committing ace until we do get that down for Eruption. But no, we are going to be breaking off, and Alex will be checking on this gen. But is it too late, Hunter? It is too late. They are going to be able to pop that generator, and Zarina is going to be able to make this window here. This is really well played to our survivor side. Alex obviously overcommitted to the hook just a little bit too much and didn't check his generators in time, and just ended up popping in his face. And a beautiful vault from Zarina is going to be able to get away. Oh my god, that the survivors are playing out of their minds right now, Hunter. They did mess up mid game, but it looks like they're coming back. I hear that gate being opened. Maybe a possible hit take can happen in time, but it doesn't look like it. Zarina is just going to be going down, and I'm not too sure if we can see anything. Maybe a flashlight save coming out from the survivors, but no, we are just going to be taking the out, and that was really well played from our survivors side. Really well done. That was great.
Yeah, definitely. In that peaking the build, we have Corrupt Intervention, Bamboozle, Deadlock, and Eruption. Interesting build. I mean, oh, I think we're going for a little bit of a defensive play here, reading off the build. I can't lie, you know. So yeah, Deadlock is really gonna uh, prove to be a problem if the survivors can't play around it. Hopefully, they'll just 99 a generator and it just keeps on getting peppered by Deadlock. I mean, regardless, nevertheless, we'll be moving all the way over into four, breaking these doors nice and early, getting them out of the way, making it a lot easier to loop around these sections of the map. Sorry, for the killer at least to play around, sorry, not to loop. But yeah, essentially what you want to do on the Dead Dog Saloon is you've seen it time and time again. It's been a common method for as long as I can remember. And you just want to make sure that you're making it as easy as possible. No, 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 not this one. Oh no.
What?
Okay, so all right. For those who are new and for those who don't know, do not break that door. That is going to be hell for you if the survivors know how to play it correctly. It can loop. It can prove to be three loops of some sort over at the bottom side. If you've watched the Mr. Tater Head video, you would know all about that. But nevertheless, we're going to be taking chase onto our ace over in the distance. I do believe that is Heart for Snoots who's going to be playing this pallet over here and not quite using it. And we're going to be colliding into the wood there on the water tower on the side of Sawyer. Unfortunate stuff there. Maybe a bit of ping involved. Who knows? But going to be playing around this pallet and we're going to be greeting it on the side of a Heart for Snoots. And now he's just making absolute work of it, dropping it in the process and rotating all the way down to 4. Does he make anything? I don't think he does. I don't think he makes this window even on ping. Well, especially not on ping as well. Unfortunately, getting hit through that. Alex coming in for what seems to be a was that an attempt of a cracker set? I'm not too sure what's happening. Team, you're gonna get hit through that, buddy. I can't. Yeah, no,
Oh my.
you can't be playing that aggressive on ping. That is, oh, Alex, that is just not good. He's getting picked up now. It's gonna be. It's wait, that was Heart for. Oh, sorry, Heart for Snooze. My apologies. My God. Oh, so nevertheless, yeah. Oh my God. Anyway, being hooked and going all the way to back to where those slugs had happened. My apologies, Alex. I know you were in the background doing your gens, but half a snooze, not too sure what was happening there, buddy. Halo, give us some insight, mate, because everything's flipped on its head right now. I'm not really too sure what's going to be happening, what the next plan of action is. I'm struggling a little bit here, big man.
Yeah, I mean, if you ask me, Jake Park had a decently okay chase, went down, and looks like Hearts for Snoots try to possibly go for a FTP for the people play, but I'm not too sure how it would have worked. I'm not confused. I'm pretty confused on what just happened as well, to be honest. But he did end up kind of just giving you free down. The survivors do have some progress, although Hearts for Snoots is in the basement now, which is a pretty bad hook, to be honest. Hearts for Snoots could just die on this hook, considering you know how strong basement is for Bubba. So yeah, to summarize, I'm not even sure what happened, to be honest, Hunter.
I mean, I have no clue. I mean, now we're sitting at 5 generators with a basement hook halo. It's just not looking good. Very centralized towards the generators too, so we're able to apply pressure on so many areas of the map, and even spotting out someone over here at 8 who's going to be running to this long pallet here, but greeting it and making good work of unzoning themselves and rotating all the way to the backside of 6. There's not really much they can do in that regard, but Sawyer just going to be playing a little bit more defensively, has Deadlock in hand as well. So keep in mind, after that first generator proc, there's going to be one with crabs for the longest time, 40 seconds at that. So it's going to be the one on main, which is one of the safest generators to be working at this point. So oh my God. At this very moment, you see Sawyer just like in such a power position. It's just going to be so hard. I mean, you just kind of have to probably work a generator over at that 4 side, or if you're on that main generator, even just hide over at the main generator until it's unblocked, unfortunately. So you do see somebody, yeah, rotate over to the 4 side and get some more gen pressure, because otherwise you're just obsolete doing nothing over at main. You know the killer's not going to leave basement, so you just need as much generator as possible. We do see Alex kind of just roaming the map and just kind of unsure of where to go. And I do believe he would be the IGL for this team, so he's probably even just trying to scour the map and tell his team, what needs to be done and when it needs to happen. So we do see our Baba Sawyer go all the way over to the corner of the map, but we have spotted the stealth out Broth Lord, who would be rotating all the way down to the water tower. Remember, everything's thrown. We're going to be utilizing the God window over at Shack, so very nice loop here. We're going to be playing the little bit of mind games, the bamboozle mind game, and I think we've read straight through that. We're going to make some distance around to this Carriage parallel, where we're going to be pre-dropping that. We're going to be running all the way down to 9 once that's broken, potentially to try and unzone us, as we do have a pallet at our disposal over here, but we're going to be caught off guard. We're going to be zoned back into where there is absolutely no pallets, and the flick coming in, the flick bubble. Oh my God, we've actually fell for it on ping. That's absolutely crazy. We kind of just, we're a little bit too hesitant on the mind games there. I mean, we saw him double back what seemed to be a second too early as well. So I'm not too sure how Bralord was able to fall through that, but it does happen. This is Dead by Daylight's a very goofy game. You'll make some mistakes. I mean, I know I've run into walls after my game hitches, so, I'll definitely out myself there. But nevertheless, these things do happen, and you can come back from them. It's not the end of the world when they do. So nevertheless, we do see another generator in the background progress, and we kick this one over in mid, and, once again, with a basement hook, and just being so close to the centralized portion of of the map, it's very difficult. They just have to sit gens and pray for the best. But yeah, just seeing where they are at the moment, we have one generator over at 8, one generator over at Gallows, one at 6, and then a couple others, maybe one at mid and one at main, as I do remember. And we do have this one pallet over at the bottom side of the map. But yeah, you knew all day, every day that our bubble player was just going to be mind gaming that to the point where you're zoning into out of the centralized portion of the map. So whenever you're in a corner like that, just automatically assume that the killer is going to be trying to push you back into the corner. And yeah, this is just going to spell the end of our survivors here, unfortunately. Playing absolutely crazy is Sawyer. And 1, 2, 3, they're all gone, and it is a 4K3 on the side of Ares. Very well played to the killers here. A little bit of work to do in the survival laboratory, I can't lie. I mean, maybe some macro decisions, definitely some macro decisions that were made. I mean, earlier we saw Heart for Snoots just kind of run into the killer. Unfortunately, it's just not really the way to really play that scenario out. Even if you were going for something miraculous like a cracker save or something, just you're better off just playing it safe. I can't lie, but as a result, the 3v1 happened way too early, and they weren't just able to capitalize on, especially when you're planning on, having good chases amongst 170, 180 ping. You just have to play a lot more safe. I mean, it's just really the way these sets should be played, but the experience will come amongst these inexperienced players. But nevertheless, hopefully they can come back on their next set, which is also their pick, due to the fact that pick and bans were a little bit rough last week. But Ares don't care. Ares don't give a damn. They're here to play. They're here to just dominate, and that's what you've been seeing so far. So, I think what we'll do is we'll take a quick and short intermission while we get that next Nosy. We are going all the way over the Shack now, and I think you can really expect some stages out the door with this killer. I can't lie. Now we're just utilizing the little ball to go find our survivors. Oh my God! Straight off the rip, Two of them? That's crazy. We're taking the first chase all the way over to the deep pocket over a 6, which is such a good spot to be taking. But with the ping hit as well with that, those skulls there not quite being able to maneuver around it quite effectively on the side of Bralord, faking the pallet as well with a little bit of micro mind games, now vaulting the window ever so nicely. This is quite a nice setup for bottom 6, if I do say so myself. And now we're going to be running all the way around to the short loop of it, and we're going to be holding the pallet up. Thank you, madam. Thank you, ma'am. We take those Halo. Very quick down at 5 gens remaining as it currently stands on the Lich set here in the Wrecker's Yard.
Yeah, that was pretty mediocre down. Maybe if Broadlord could have died a little bit more deeper, maybe the killer could have not gotten as good as a hook as they were working Shack, I do believe. Hearts for Snuts is going to be stuffing top. Our Alex is going to be working a generator. A bit confused. I feel like we don't. Was that a double onto Shack Hunter or?
I do believe it was. Maybe not anymore, but nevertheless, we're holding up the pallet once more. Thank you, madam. Thank you, ma'am. And we're going to be trying to play the stun there. Oh, we just... No, please make distance. Make distance. This is just a mind game now at 170 ping. Just remember, we're playing against people from China, OC, but we're actually doing a pretty good job. You know what? I cannot lie. Playing these check spots really nicely. I mean... Okay. Now we're in business. No, we're vaulting that back in and out, and we're able to unzone ourselves all the way down to the truck and go die corner 11. We're going to get the first gen pop. I'm eating my words right now, doing straight 11. Okay, so all things considered from what we saw at the start of the match, very good to bring that back on the side of Blair. I mean, yeah, playing the risky game, but ultimately working out in the end. It's kind of like when you saw 3 just go for those pallet stuns over at the start of the Deck Dog Saloon in the Cannibal set. So now we're just going to be looking for our survivors with that Eye of Magnus. I do believe that is what it is called. Correct me if I'm wrong. I do apologize. Don't play much of the Lich, so I'm not really the biggest fan of Dungeons and Dragons, but shout out Baldur's Gate. That was a good game. Nevertheless, we'll be chasing Heart for Snoots going all the way down to where the hook is, and I don't really agree with that play, but nevertheless, unzoning ourselves. Maybe a life play all the way down to the middle section of the map, and that seems to be the case, but just without the life, which is, some pretty good pathing, can't lie. So he's definitely made the correct decision in that, winning the 50 there, trying to play around the L wall, using check spots really nicely. So he's actually quite playing this very well. So yeah, even wrapping around and makes the T-wall, and I don't think Sora wants anything to do with this chase, and we're going to opt to try and leave via a Sound Mind game, but go in and out and come back, and now we're going to play the check spots on the T-wall once more. We are looping fairly closely towards the hook, and I don't really like that at all, but we're actually still managing to be unscathed throughout this pathing here, and we're going to be rotating all the way back down to 12 while we see the gen pressure in the background, letting the broke hook straight off the hook. We might get 2 gens popped in the background, which means an unhook as well. I don't think we'll really manage to get before they hit second. I think we spent a little bit too much time in chase on the side of Heart for Snoots when we should have been more focused on the trade, but nevertheless still some very nice mechanical work on the side of him, and therefore the Eye of Magnus is coming straight back out, but we're not able to catch any survivors. We do see someone off in the corner working 5, and we do hear survivor over here working 6. We're going to be rotating all the way to the deep pocket once more. Dropping the pallet is Bralord, who's going to does not have really much to work with once this is dropped. I mean, he's going to try and unzone himself to 5, and the God Window serving him absolute bits there, but we're trying to be... Oh, I thought we were cutting him off there, but no, we're going straight back to the hook, where we're going to be able to get the unhook straight back just before they're being tunneled out. The FTP coming in hot, and it is successful this time on the side of Alex. You love to see it, but the tag is going to come in pretty early on the side of Blair, but it's going to allow... That FTP is going to allow him to go all the way to 2. You just have to hope that he kind of lasts here. The skull's coming in, the crouch coming in. Very nicely played there, pre-dropping that pallet and vaulting and just making it as well. Blair's playing really well amongst this 170 to 180 ping, even 200 from what we had seen in the screenshots when we were doing a little bit of a check. But nevertheless, we're going then playing this tile, able to make the T once more. And the chases have been very good this time around in this match. I'm very impressed. I can't lie, especially with the fact that, taking everything into account, the caliber of this killer, the ping just provided, I mean, Sawyer just really, what can he do here? He really needs to get this down. I mean, he's playing the right macro decision, but the micro is just not there at the moment. He's really trying everything to get the mind games out, but Yeah, I mean, all things considered, it's just there's not enough gen pressure on the board. We still have 3 stacks of pain res at our disposal, so it's definitely still holdable for our killer. 4 stages coming into effect. We do have Blair dead and 1 stage on Bra Lord as it currently stands. Our build, let's talk about that. We have Corrupt Intervention, Pain res, we have Pop Goes the Weasel, and we have Bam Boozle, our comfort perk. So definitely holdable at this moment. I mean, 3v1 at 2 generators remaining. It was looking pretty dicey when he was unable to really down Blair, but I mean, the game just wasn't further progressed to really make it such a threat, if you will. And we do see our Adam just stealthing over there in the corner. That is Heart for Snoots playing very aggressive, passive aggressive, if you will. We do see some Scratch March versus Brawlord, who's rotating over to the Shack side of the map. So, yeah, these gens are actually pretty spread far apart, Halo. I mean, I think they're going to try and maybe get a reset on Alex while Soyo does a little bit of gen patrol.
Yeah, I really like how how the survivor side is playing right now. They've slowed down quite a bit. They are doing generators, and it does seem like Suyo is actually going to spot out Alex using his fly ability to fly all the way to him, and Alex is just going to be forcing corner. If I do believe Hearts for Snots, yeah, they are going to be splitting the generators very efficiently, which is nice to see, and they're both at about the 40 to 50% mark, which is actually some decent progress considering that the killer player was lingering around there for so long. But I do believe that was a pain res used onto Alex right there, and Hearts for Snots is I do believe, sorry, I do believe as Sawyer does come to the gens, they'll probably be stealthing. Maybe we can get some aura with the bow. It doesn't seem like we're getting any value. Looking around, Hearts for Snots is going to be stealthing deep six, and it would be really nice for our killer player here if he could find someone stealthing. That might be game winning if he can, but if these survivors can stealth him out, then that would be a really good hunter. So does look like Hearts for Snoots was setting up for 9. We do see the pull, and Hearts for Snoots also does start that generator. So, oh, Sawyer is a little bit oblivious here. I was kind of looking bottom for a little bit. Hearts for Snoots might have gotten a little bit of value there, a little bit of progression. And we're back to stealthing once again, but Sawyer does know that someone is around here. But I guess, oh, that might have been Painter, sorry. But I mean Sawyer, yeah, Sawyer. It does seem like he's just going to be playing for his gens very heavily Hunter, which is fair enough.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's what you have to do when you don't really have any info on where the survivors are, Halo. I mean, we did see that Heart for Snots was just kind of stealth around 9, not really being able to be found. I mean, he's played a very good game so far. So is the rest of the whole entire team. I can't really fault them in any regard. I mean, they just have to make sure that they're keeping this up. I mean, the tunnel out was pretty early, but like with all things considered of how it all went, it's not the worst thing in the world. They still played it pretty well. They still can get outs from this. Now the cracker coming in over at the truck, not really quite working out in our favor due to the elevation. We're going to be taking this quick tag onto Harfesnitz, and we just hope that there's some generator progress in the background. We hope that he lasts a little bit longer in chase. He's going all the way to edge mat 12. I like this decision. The pre-drop of the pallet coming in hot, but are we going to commit as well? We have the Z-War. He's going to be lifting that pallet, and you have to read it, good sir. Oh, no, he's not. Wait, I have been bamboozled, and we've slow vaulted the pallet. We were able to make that if that was a fast vault. That's absolutely crazy. Oh, what a misplay, but that's okay because I would have made the same misplay, to be quite honest with you, but it's been a detriment, unfortunately. Maybe we just could have ran straight for the Z-War and opted to die for a death location that's still opposed to playing around the pallet. I mean, even I thought he was going to lift up the pallet. I'm pretty sure Heartfulness did think that as well, but we do find Brawlord just working over this bottom 6 generator, not really got anywhere to run to, but trying to run all the way to corner 5, and I do like this idea. It's going to delay the tag pretty heavily, doubling back a little bit, and a little bit of a ping miss going in there. Alex popping the generator over in the background over at 5, and then Crouch coming in. Brawlord's having a chase of his life. That's absolutely crazy. Now being able to unzone himself and run all the way down to 6. I'm not too sure if I agree with this idea because I'm not too sure if 6 was the generator being highly progressed or not. I don't think it was 11, but we do have the life coming into play. But look at this gen spread as we take this chase back onto Brawlord, who's not really quite able to make that pallet just yet, but just going to be unzoning himself straight to the pallet. We're going to be trying to hold that on the side of Sawyer, but he's not going to use the pallet. He's going to greet it another time, and unfortunately, not going to be making it. I think he got a little bit too greedy there, a little bit too hesitant to use the pallet, use the resource, and now another hook coming in hot on. But all Painter is gone, so we only have Pop, Goes the Weasel at our disposal, and Bamboozle, so a 2 perk Andy at the moment as it currently stands. But that is okay. So Sawyer just kind of going back on Gen Patrol once more, and yes, it was generator over at 6 that was being worked. It was not 11. So now you just kind of have to ping pong 6 and 11. You have to make sure the bro's off the hook, and out of the 3 gen, well, technically out of 3 gen, I say that, like, just don't die mid, because as soon as he dies mid, like, Sawyer's just going to be able to put pressure on 12, and he's going to be able to put pressure on 6, and you got to make sure that you're pre-leaving these generators and playing that accordingly. So we do see the stealth out for the save at the moment, and I feel like this would be the perfect time to get it as we see Sawyer roaming all the way down to 11. And like I said, he does have eyes on these generators. He does have a heal to check 6 as well. And we do see Harfison is just really struggling to get this unhook onto our Felix here, Bra Lord. I think he needs to come for the trade now if he's going to do so, because he's kind of rendered obsolete once more, just kind of in the corner, and we have got the Eye of Magnus happening. So he did know that Harfisness was over there, considering that, no one's come in for the save yet, and I don't really see anyone edge map, and I've kind of checked everywhere else, and I'd actually be curious to see how well progressed Alex's gen has been. I mean, we do see that it's got maybe 3 pistons. I hear about 3 pistons pumping at that point, so, I mean, not quite 4 just yet, and yeah, like clockwork, just kick that and protect it a little bit. I mean, all Hearts has to do now is go all the way down to bottom 6, and Alex just has to play his life for 11, so this is completely doable. This is going to be a very slow game, but you have to hope that the survivors are able to pre-leave when they need to and not be caught out, and I think that's what's happened there. I don't think Sawyer missed that at all. That was just a really bad misplay by Heart for Snoots, and I cannot lie, that might result in his ultimate demise. We know that he's here around somewhere. I know he does have Urban Evasion from what I did saw, but only head-on left and Resilience, so hopefully he can make work of this this gym without the pallet, and just try to make distance. Don't even play the window. I mean, just run back into 6, go as far away from 12 as possible, and we're just lock-up pulling as well. That's going to make it extremely hard for Alex to get this last gen pop. You need to play for the 4K0. I know you're trying to play for Chase, but, like, you just can't do that at this point in time. We see the hook coming in, and I think we just make it, to be honest with you. Even while flying all the way down to 11, this will be the generator popping on 11, so we just have to hope for Heart for Snoots to, die as quickly as possible so we could get the hatch on the side of Alex, but I think Sawyer's not really going to allow that. He's going to be going all the way down to the edge map, and okay, so maybe we play for a gate of some sort. We can definitely still get stages out the door. I think what Sawyer has to do is just kind of camp the hatch at this point. I mean, can't really risk it. You're going to have to play for gates. This is a gate game all day, every day, and we see one over at 3, and I do believe the other one is all the way over at 6, so if you've kept up to date with competitive for the years on end, you'll know what I call these as Seabass gates, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you oldies do definitely call them the same. Back when I used to scrim with Atlantis, and I was with them for a fair bit of time, I do briefly remember the meme being thrown around, so we'll call them again. We'll bring back the Seabass gates, and that's essentially what they are. And, Alex having a little bit of a struggle at the moment, so you're off the hatch as well, so, I mean, he has eyes on these gates and he has eyes on the hatch. This is just really bad, and the hook just being right in the middle, it's just, I just don't really see a world where Alex is really able to get out of this alive. He could be working the gate, like, right now as well. Like, that's the unfortunate thing, and it's just because, like, you just can't leave scratch marks. You just hope that Alex doesn't leave scratch marks, and with the Eye of Magnus, he'll be able to tell where Alex is at all times, so he knows he's not over at that gate, so he's just going to road mate all the way over to 6, and we know that's where Alex is at this point, so Alex just has to try and... Oh, no. Oh, no, no, no. Maybe without the heal it was doable, but now... Oh, now it's just... maybe if we drop the flashlight and give the killer a few boops Halo, we might be able to get out of this alive. What do you reckon?
Yeah, maybe. It does seem like Alex is going to be trying to work the gate, but Sawyer does catch him off guard here, and do you believe that's just going to be the 4K1, which is it's an okay result. Possibly could have been maybe a little bit more better, but I do believe, like you said, Hunter, that this killer is like quite low stages, so very unfortunate for our survivor side, but nonetheless they're gonna hopefully maybe just maybe sorry. Let me just look at something.
Oh,
Oh,
I-
okay, that's just the 4K one.
yeah, no,
Maybe
it
their killer
is.
can clutch up though, is what I was gonna say. Just maybe.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so with all things considered, now, sorry, this match of the second set, and my God, it's already been something along the lines of 3 hour stream, and we've only gotten through 2 series, but it's that means the matches are just banging at the moment. So on the survivor side, it is Eric, it is Musi, it is Rayhin, it is three, and on the killer side, it is Goats. So Goaty. So um, just moving on from that, yeah, I mean, not really much else to say. I mean, just loading into the match now, we do have our survivors spot 2 seconds. Yes, spotting out in the 6 area, rotating over to the 11 side, and now we are going to be seeing if we can spot any stealth out survivors. We do see over in the background our Jake just going into the bottom stairs, and now our Zarina just stealthing around this 9 area, and 3 just going all the way down to 6, 7. And our Nick Cage just kind of sitting around 6. And sorry, I'm having a little bit of production issues on my end. Coming back now, Gody is going to be looking over at 11, over at 7-ish now. We do see the gen progressed over here, and we're going to be kicking that in the process. Now roaming all the way down to 9, what it seems. We do see scratch marks over here, and they're going to be leading all the way down into 10. Now, we do see these leading all the way into the middle of the map and going to be rotating on Shaq as well. We do see the Jake just working this generator, and now the skull's coming in. And we do not hit the Jake, unfortunately, but he's going to be rotating all the way down to 9, playing this really well at the moment to delay this first tag amongst the Lich set, and Gody just really trying to work around this L wall and get the tag as soon as possible. And now we're playing the check spots and going to be getting hit through that and running all the way down to the middle of the map. Interesting choice. I don't think we're going to be working Shack anytime soon. We do see the survivors rotating out of it. Emergency, get out of Shack. We do see 2-3 pistons popping over in the background, but going to be rotating over the door and just like trying to crouch those. Oh, not getting the ping hit as well. That's absolutely crazy, absolutely criminal to be able to gate that untouched and just kick this generator and just roam all the way back down to the 9 side of the map and all the way down to Shack now. We do see the generator in the background proc. And we're going to be running all the way around to the long side of Shack, and this chase has gone on for a little too long now on the side of Gody. I think they should have dropped a little bit earlier than this. This has the potential to go even longer, even if they're, taking into account he'll... Oh! Okay, so we're mistiming the crouch. That is unlucky, but if we had a hit take or something along the lines of even just playing around that pallet a little bit longer, that could have been extremely dire for our killer here. And now we're going to be taking this hook, the pain res hook as well. So keep in mind that the build at the moment is Corrupt Intervention, pain res, Wretched Fade, and I didn't manage to see the last perk. I do believe it was Pop Goes the Weasel. No, it's Eruption, sorry, I apologize. And we're just going to be breaking this pallet now. We do see some generator progress in the background. And now we do have 2 with a little bit of progress. Going to be dry kicking that with Eruption, and we're just playing a little bit territorial now. I feel like we need to recollect and reset. But ideally, you want to be pressing these generators as soon as possible. You do have a nice little 3-gen in this area with a hill. No real reason to leave in particular. And we'll just do a quick check if Halo is back. Halo, are you there, buddy?
Yes, I am.
What are
Yes,
you
I am.
thinking of? What are you thinking of the match so far?
It looks pretty standard, but I think maybe the killer might have taken a little bit too long to get its first down. But maybe we can possibly see some skulls or maybe even body blocks, because it is a hill hook. Doesn't look like Cody is going to be going for it. It's going to be going for the 2-tap, and Ace is going to be able to sidestep it really quickly, although it is still going to be able to be a trade. So, we're not going to care about Jake actually. We are going to be insta hooking out Ace Visconti here, and I believe that was Painters as well. So it seems pretty standard, but maybe not too sure what we're doing not going for Jake Parr. If I'm being honest, a little bit of elevation use on the skulls there, but it's not going to lead into anything. So it's looking pretty good. It's probably looking more better on the survivor side as they have popped 2 generators and also they have gotten a good amount of progress as well. So
Impossible
does
geometry.
Ye Oh,
oh
yeah,
sorry, I
I
got a
was
bit
just gonna
confused there.
no, it's alright, I was just gonna continue on from that, yeah, so, again, still very territorial, protecting the hook onto 3, some
This
generator progress in the backgrounds. We're gonna be trying to find those, survivors being working those. I mean, the far gens are completed now, so everything that's in close proximity is just going to be pressured, especially with that hook over at 5. Just not really a good death spot at the moment. You need to make sure that you're all nice and healthy and trying to get him out of that position. Because you need to start working those generators that are more centralized to the hook. And that's what we're doing on the side of our Nicolas Cage there. Musi, who's going to be working over at 2, he's applying the pressure adequately. And the Survivor team's still playing this very nicely, all things considered. They are letting 3 cook just a little bit. He has reached second. So at the moment, as it stands, there's 3 stages on the board. 2 fresh. So this game could still go either way. I would say it's still a little bit in favor of the Survivors. We do have the bird. So I've essentially I've essentially cursed the survivors with my big mouth. Oh my, that's not good. Failed save there. I mean, skull straight into the hit. That's just not what you want. I mean, now we have a slug and a hook on the same Oh, this could actually go to the tiebreaker, and that's not good at all when you have another survivor who is just injured. The Zarina really needs to crawl away. You can't just be sitting there. Like, once that happens, you need to be crawling straight away from the hook. You can't just rely on recovering because killer's just gonna pick you up anyway as soon as the death happens. I can't lie. Just crawl off the damn off the rock, but yeah, now things have gone from like looking good for the survivors to looking completely shit. I'll be honest with you, but we'll just try and work 5, and now a basement hook. Oh, okay. So Musi's gonna have to pull something out of the bag here. Him being the only healthy survivor in the trial left, and now it is sitting at the 4K1, and this is definitely doable for the side of Anomaly. Now Anomaly playing absolutely crazy as it stands, and Goaty's just in such a power position at the moment. So he's got a basement hook, and looking at his generators, he does have 4, 5, and I do believe somewhere around 7. An injured Jake is going to be found working on this generator. It is Eric who's going to be running all the way down into 6, nice and far away from the basement, trying to play that edge map filler. And this palette isn't necessarily the best thing to be playing against a Lich. I cannot lie. It's just not the best palette in general. It seems to be pretty safe sometimes. Sometimes you get those killers and pubs who just insta break it, and it's like, what the hell? But now we've been hooked in the deep pocket 6, and I don't even know if that's better or worse, to be honest with you. It seems to be worse. I know it's further away from the generator split, but like, it's so far away that it's going to be so hard for the survivors to sneak around and get the unhook unless they're going now, because it seems to be we've overcommitted a little bit over at the 9 side. So we're going to take this tag, and yeah, that quick pull coming in hot onto our Jake player here is going to be able to let us unzoning, get ourselves reset in terms of going for this Operation Saves Arena. But yeah, no reset on the health state happening anytime soon, that's for sure. And that tight 3-gen's going to be an absolute pain to break. It probably should have been broken at the start of the match. But again, no info on the survivors end. I don't even know if we allow deja vu in these sets, because in all honesty, I don't really scrim this killer that much. I'll be completely honest with you. Maybe we should take a look at the balancing and see what was allowed. But nevertheless, we do have our Zarina still on the hook. Getting that early pull, though, we do see some scratch marks, so we're going to go rotate over there, I do believe, and we still haven't found the survivor who was rotate. I think they've double backed. Oh, no, they haven't. They've just hid behind a little bit of a trash loop there, and this is Oh, that misses. Oh, that's crazy. But we do manage to get the unhook, and now the hook coming in on our Nicolas Cage as well. So he's our only fresh hook that is gone now. So 6.5. 6.5 hooks because of the penalty that happened. Yes. No, I remember now. Wait, was there a penalty, Halo? I'm confused now. I don't remember what the penalty was for.
I believe Eric opened a like he had a lich like item from a chest, so he must have opened a chest.
Oh God. Okay. Oh, that's not good. My God. Okay. Um, we're gonna have to maybe revisit that one because I'm not too sure what that actually says within the rule book. This is yeah, this might be a little bit game changing, but nevertheless, I think they still take this set. I'll be completely honest with you, 200 survivors, and even with that taken into account, that's just going to be a hit onto our Jake there. Nicolas Cage roaming around somewhere in the map as well, and that's regardless if the Jake just dies here, regardless if Nicolas Cage gets out or not, like without the extra generator, the team just wins on generator. So not too bad. I mean, yeah, I don't see any world where they come back from this Halo. I'll be brutally honest, especially with the point deduction.
Yeah, I mean the survivor here does have this is probably just not going to be possible. Um, yeah, I mean it's a 2v1. They probably don't have any progress because they haven't touched gens for a while, and kind of just wasting time here. I'm not too sure what Nicolas Cage's plan is here. Possibly to get Hatch, actually, considering that he is going to be stealthing the basement. But um, our Vecna player is going to be looking around the 12 side of the map here, trying to find this Nicolas Cage, a sneaky, sneaky little Nicolas Cage, just somewhere on the map. And we actually do go for the save onto Jack Park once I guess the tear radius has gone down enough to feel safe. And a little bit of a misclick right there, trying to use the bowl here, and we do find we do get okay, we do get value out of the orb there. And we're gonna get Nicolas Cage before he can head on. So we do know that Eric is also somewhere, most likely on the bottom side of the map, but it does look like he has kind of just crawled up to 9. So the killer most likely will be checking the bottom, very, very bottom side of the map. So, yeah, I mean, Hunter from here, I reckon it's just probably going to be, I mean, unless one of them can have a really, really good chase being injured, I don't see them being able to get out of this situation. I think this is most likely going to be a 4K1. We are going to be going for the save. We aren't going to be going for the M1. Actually, a really nice elevation on the skellies there. Not the skellies, Clash Royale, on the skeletons there. And oh, we almost faked out Eric there, but unfortunately we did get morphed onto the other side of the window. So yeah, this is probably gonna be the end of it. We are gonna be able to pick up that pallet and down Eric before he can drop it on our face. So yeah, not a bad result. That's 4K1, and not bad. I think this killer player actually played really well. Considering everything. So yeah.
Yeah, 110% Halo. I mean, yeah, it's just shows why they're so confident on the Lich. Just a 4K1 against a team like Ares is absolutely crazy. Good stuff to the guys at Anomaly. And now we are going to be headed into another tiebreaker, the second for today, the second in total. Those killers who get those late high stages, like 9 to 12, usually turns them into like 4K1, 4K2 killers. But we have yet to see that because, yeah, like we had seen before, areas are proving that even ping is not an issue for them, isn't that right, Halo?
Yeah, they've played like tremendously well, even considering that they have played on ping. I think both sides have played quite well considering the ping. We will be loading into the hillbilly here, and I actually have played against Shy Cosmos's Billy, and mechanically she's actually, like you said, Hunter, can agree with you that mechanically she's actually a really good Billy. Obviously, I've also just seen her like her streams on Twitch, and she's just pretty good at Billy. And it does look like she has gone on the outskirts of the map with her chainsaw, which is really smart, and have has found the Nicolas Cage here. And I caught lacking. I think he might just be dead, and he is. That's a really quick down for Shy Cosmos. Oh, that's a really really good start for Anomaly Hunter.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, right off the bat, not even any gen progress. Look at that, 10% on main, 10% over at 11. There's just nothing you can really do at this point. A nice centralized hook. I mean, if you've been in the competitive scene for a long time now, you know when you look at games like this, you're expecting 4Ks. It is very hard to get out of that position once you're being hooked outside of main and there's no gen pressure on the board, and that like down just happens so quickly. Everything would really have to spiral out of control to really lose this in particular. We do have 3 now. He's going to have to make work of what he's got over at 1. He does have this pallet, but as soon as it's dropped, he doesn't really have much to go into. I mean, there's nothing really here over at 12, and Shy Cosmos playing really patient on her Billy as well, and there's the crouch coming in from 3. My God, this man is just an absolute force to be reckoned with. He's just crouch checked as well. Does he make the pallet? Please tell me he makes the pallet. Oh, send it up here. No, he gets hit through that. That's absolutely crazy. But yeah, dangerous, dangerous, dangerous. Imagine if this man's not playing on ping. Very well played by Shy Cosmos to be able to get that down as soon as possible. Very fortunate enough for her to have the blue saw in that chase as well. I know if there wasn't any blue saw involved there, I don't even think she maybe wouldn't have made that through the pallet. But nevertheless, we do have her going all the way back to the middle portion of the map, that mid 10. So we're going to take the kick onto this generator over at 11 as well. And we do see some generator progress over at 5, but we do see a gen about to be popped over at Shaq. So they've turned the game around a little bit, which is lovely to see. Shy just has to maintain her pressure that she had in the very early stages of the game, and that seems to be what she's doing. She's gone all the way down to Shaq. No real reason for her to chase over there like too hard and just monkey chase over there, because you want to be, just interrupting exactly like this. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Interrupting that generator pressure, making sure you're going for a survivor that is quite unfortunate to be in a bad position. And we are just flicking that as well. Are we going to be playing pallet saves? But, well, it doesn't matter if we are, because we're too far off the pallet now. We do have the double coming in over at 9. Probably Raheem just, like, maybe stealthing around for this pull of some sort. Sorry, they're doubling over. He's doubling over at 9 with the Nia, and we do see 3 just over in the corner healing over at 3 as it stands. So 3 healing at 3. Interesting. But, yeah, we see Raheem go for the early rotate around. I'm not too sure if Delhi's in the game at the moment. I didn't really pay attention to the builds, but yeah, we do have Delhi in the game, which is really fortunate on the survivors, and Raheem was able to get that on the first unhook, I do believe. So, you know, at least it's in the match at the moment, and this is still not a very good position for the survivors to be in. You probably will see 1 more generator pop over at 9. 3 probably just starting all the way over it. He's over at 5, so not over at 1 or anything, but starting a new generator over at 1 is Raheem, so yeah, pretty stock standard stuff here to make sure that I would believe that you need to make. There's no way she almost cross-mapped this man, but that's so unfortunate that that wasn't able to happen, and she's just lost her death hook. I honestly would have camped that Halo with Chainsaw. I would have let that gen pop. I don't know why that was a really bad macro decision, but I mean, she can still come back from it. Just don't chase too hard at the shack, because, you know, obviously, it could spiral out of control really quickly. My God, that vault into the window and outside and looping the long side of the wall now. This is definitely still doable for Shy. She just has to make sure she gets this down really quickly. We do see Musi just jigging around the fillers over at mid. Surely we'd just cancel the chainsaw and go for the M1, but I think it was a little too far-feathered. And now we're just really struggling. Everything's spiraling out of control now. And this is what I was talking about. Making sure to maintain the pressure was absolutely vital in a game like this. No! Musi, you can't be doing that. No! That's absolutely crazy. He's going out of his mind. The pallet's still up. Is he going to green it again? He is. He's spinning. That's absolutely crazy. Get around the Nicolas Cage. Going absolutely insane. Out of his mind. Does he make the... Don't tell me he makes the pallet. He makes the damn pallet. What's happening? Is the window unblocked now? Is he going to vault the window, or does he have a Z wall in the corner? What is happening right now? He's just... The last gen pops. No, my God. how many stages are even happening right now? That'll be the 4th stage, probably the death get. Oh, Survivor's out now. Don't even play for best possible result. We're just get we're no we're just this is best possible result. I'm telling you right now, and I don't even think we should have really lifted off the gate there with all the ping involved. Please just get out the damn door after that chase. You need to get out. That was absolutely crazy.
Yeah, that was really well played actually from that survivor right there. She was so yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just one unfortunate thing to take note into as well is that we can't really take hits against the Billy amongst other killers where you possibly can to meet this kind of win con. You definitely can't with him. Just in the words of Bulba, remember, he has a chainsaw. So, definitely have to be wary and careful of that. So, you really do have to be on your A game to make sure that things are all happening according to plan. And that's what we're praying for. So loading into the match now, we do see the survivors spawning over at what seems to be the bottom side of the map. Edwin spawning all the way at the top side of the map over at 11. So now we're revving up that chainsaw. We're going to be going straight down, and I think we're going to go for a little bit of a Bogan Billy play style, as I like to call it, Halo, where we're just absolutely sending it through shit. So Edwin going to be looking around, spotting out, looking out for his RNG, seeing if he can spot out any stealth out survivors, and I don't think he has at the moment. Actually he has. He's spot the Nomi there, and I don't think we saw Nomi the last match. Is a very interesting thing. We're just, oh my god. Okay, keep in mind with the Nomi the build, everyone, when you're watching, that you are meant to play extremely safe, and I'm talking ever more so safe than any other survivor on the map. You cannot be found, and you need to be at a pallet or at a gold window. As soon as you're found through something like that, you're met with just being hit through the pallet or not even making the pallet at all. So, quite unfortunate for Heart for Snoots to not be able to stealth that out properly. I know that would have made my boy Nortor sad after screaming Billy with him. He definitely told us to make sure that we are, just playing very extra safe when we are no mither, as you are the anti-slug, but you also only have one health state to work with. And with that early down, I don't even know if there's any gen pressure on the board in the background. There might be some over at the top side, I do believe. And for when you're meeting the 3 stages you want to be getting in this match, this is not the position you want to be in. As I said, you want to be making sure you're lasting about a minute to a minute 30, or sorry, I'm just going to put out a minute 30. I don't even think a minute will suffice. But we do see pressure in the background. Okay, this is definitely still doable. We do have the setup for the as soon as it happens via the sprint burst deli, I do believe what Alex's build. We do see the chainsaw happening in effect as well. Just in front of the hook, so we're really going to have to play now. I don't think we can really play too later if you're going to let him hit second, because as soon as you do, he's just going to leave straight and go to the generators. And yeah, that's what's happening. I mean, the gen pressure is just not adequate for this kind of win con. It's just sitting at we need to get that unhook now, Alex. I mean, we can't really be playing around it too often. And all right, a little bit of jiggy with the sprint burst is kind of let him forgive that. So we've managed to make sure that we're out and about from that hook. And do we make this pallet? No. Unfortunately, the BT runs out a little too quickly. Are we able to play the pallet save? This is what I'm talking about. We got the DS. We got the DS in. It's happening right now. Are we going to drop that pallet? Yes. Yes. This is what you need. This is what you need. You need to make sure that the gens are popping though, and they are. So Heart for Snoots, what he needs to do here right now, right this second. Oh my god! It's not that. If he needs to last just maybe a minute more. Just a minute more. That's all I need from Heart for Snoots. It's just a minute. And we're looping around this. It's definitely doable as we collide into the Bridgestone tires. And we've ran into lockers on the side of Heart for Snoots. I know what that's like. Don't worry about that, buddy. Just keep running. Just keep running down to the side. No, okay. So we've stopped at the car loop. There's not really much to work with here. We see the turnum spawn. We do see that there is somebody to take a body in. We're getting hit through the pallet. That is mighty unfortunate. We should have been diving on the pallet. We need a save and we need it quick, but there's nowhere for the flashlight to be done. There's no way he gets an angle on that, unfortunately. So that will be the second stage onto Heart for Snoots, and it's still doable from here. We get the hook onto Heart. Oh, wait, no, that's his death. He did hit second, didn't he? So it's 3 stages. We're at the top. We actually can't have anybody die anymore because it'll be a draw at that point. Okay. They all need to stay alive right now, and Edwin's just fired up. He's got 3 hooks at 3 generators remaining. It's a 3v1 at 3 generators remaining. You're heading into 4K1 territory if you're really to look at this game for what it's worth. But, you know, I'm just talking in the sense of what the survivors need to do to make sure that they meet their win condition. We do see Alex try and take this window, this gold window, without getting hit, but unfortunately getting hit straight through it. We're going to take that tag and we're probably going to leave him. We're going to go back to our generators and play it safe on the side of Edwin. And we know that the survivors are going to be working those generators furthest from the chase. But we do see this one at 5 that has about 4 pistons. We're going to be kicking that and going instantly back to where we can find some spot out some stealthing survivors. We do see that we are going to the furthest generator. Ideally, that would be the case if they were on 9, but it's a very unsafe generator. So I'm pretty sure that was Shaq being worked at that moment. So we do have somebody over at main as well being caught out of position. We are going up to the upstairs, but actually this is balanced landing, so we can work with this, okay? So we're going to wrap the short side of the wall. We're going to force the bamboozle onto the window, and we're going to be able to make anything from here. There's nothing, no resources in our repertoire, because actually there might be one in this car pallet, but I don't think so. And this is just going to be a quick back rev, and that's going to spell the down and the tire condition. So at the moment, as soon as our Jake here is hooked, all Edwin has to do is just camp this hook and he wins. Because the first stage happens, they need to manage to get him off the hook before he hits the struggle phase. And, you know, being right next to a active generator, that's extremely bad. So not quite meeting the 1 minute 30 rough condition I've set on these survivors. But yeah, Halo, I just don't really see a world where they really pull it back. I'll be real with you.
Yeah, I mean, the hillbilly, he has eruption, he has a bunch of perks, but we'll make sure that the survivors can't just race through the gens. And to be honest, he's just camping. And considering that there's only 2 survivors left, they would have to double save if they actually wanted to get the survivor off the hook. And even then, someone's just gonna get down. So maybe if they can double save and then get a beamer save, maybe there's hope. Unless they just don't want to play for it, which is fair enough. It's hard win con, especially on a killer like hillbilly, and the stillbilly in particular is very good mechanically, so just unfortunate. And it looks like they're probably going to be letting the survivor go second, and if I'm not wrong, Hunter, that just means that that's going to be the win for Arid.
They played their hearts out to the very end, and that's what I can really applaud about Anomaly, is that even though it doesn't show on the scoreboard, it shows in the rest of it. Oh, wait! No, okay. I got a little bit scared there. But as we see, Blair hits second stage. Yes, that will be the win condition met for our killer at Ares. Yeah, they played a good game regardless of that. I mean, remember, they're also playing for the win condition. They're not actually playing as if they're playing for best possible results. They're playing very offensive, and that's what you need to do. Like when you're trying to actually win, then you need to take those risks. You can't play too defensive. They're not playing a moderate pace game. They're playing a fast paced game, and yeah, I mean, it's quite different to when you're chasing those long and grueling win cons. And it's very sad to see. And now we're just seeing like the camp out going on to Blair, and that'll be 6 stages on the board, and Alex is hooked. Oh, Alex picked himself up. Okay, I think he has Unbreakable, or maybe Bralord came for the pickup, and actually Bralord did come for the pickup. So our life player working the main generator and like trying to keep eyes on the hook, and this will be Blair out of the game now. So can they get the last generator done? Now they're playing for best possible result, and that's what you love to see. You know, it's never over till it's over, and it's good to see these players come in with that attitude, I can't lie. So we're going to be vaulting this window, and nicely making that as well, and going all the way down to the one corner of the map. We do have a lot more distance to work with. I don't think really anything in this pile to be used. Have a very weak palette, but once it's kind of dropped, I mean, the hee-hee-ha ta-ha-ta doesn't really serve you well on the side of the Billy sets. So vaulting that with a bamboozle, and I think this is just going to be a quick and easy back rev for Edwin. Yeah, just really unfortunate. Alex probably working a generator over in the background, and he was on 9 to what it seems to be like, and he's going to rotate to try and get this save. But the question is whether Edwin decides to go to 5 or he decides to go to 9, and you can only pray that he goes to 9 to find his stealthing survivor. And he has time to do that. He has had a tendency now to do that. Alex rotating for the save as soon as possible. I'm not too sure if it'll be caught on by Edwin. If we can see the scratch marks leading towards the hook, which I think we've slightly seen, and we do see the notification, the unhook notification coming in hot. We do see both survivors running in the same direction. I think we need to split up, gang, and look for clues. This ain't the play. But Alex just kind of playing this broken bus tile, and it's not really a very good one, to say the least. But he's going to have to make do with the pallet. Doesn't really have much to run with after it. No Z wall, no Z. There is a Z wall, but like there's not really much you can do around it after. And just trying to make sure that he's not running into stuff is going to make his camera just not really be in the spot that it needs. So Bra Lord back on the generator over at 9. Probably going to pre-leave this now, hearing the chainsaw being revved up, but no, we've opted to go all the way down to 5. So we've mind gamed ourselves a little bit, but remember, as the spectators, we know this, and Edwin doesn't. So Edwin just knows to proxy all generators. He doesn't know where the survivor is. He probably knows now that they're going for the pickup, not having seen them on a generator or stealth out, and seen the blood pool as well, maybe some scratch marks, and probably trying to listen out to where they are. They're just kind of hiding behind that car over at 10. Okay, so it wasn't the blood pools of our living survivor, it was the blood pools of Alex on the floor. So the grunts of Felix being pretty loud. Maybe he'll be able to hear them. I don't know if he can hear them outside of the chainsaw, but we've seen scratch marks now. We're going for a little 1v1 to finish things off for the tiebreaker of this set. A 2-1 victory going towards Aries' way. For the last chase of the game, can we have a good one? Maybe some 1v... Oh, wait, I've completely forgot about Deli. Okay. So we're just dying 5 anyway, as far away from the deli as possible, and picking up as well. So we're going to be hooking onto the middle of the map. And after that, I think we're just going to be straight back to the 12 region of the map, as I do believe that's where Alex would have rotated to. It would be... Oh, wait, he has rotated all the way down to Shack, so he is going for the unhook. I mean, if you're really trying to last long, this is the way to do it. I feel like what our Billy needs to do is probably just camp out the last stages, the remaining dying stages of our survivors here, and that is exactly what is happening, unfortunately. So we see Alex just kind of stealth around the basement. He's probably going for hatch or maybe a gate play, but as we see right now, the gates are still pretty close. We do have one at 6 and we do have one at 3, but you can't really do anything with those, because as soon as like Billy goes to 1, he's going to be to the other in the next like 2 seconds, if that. 3 seconds. It'll probably take him 3 seconds to hop between gates. So, oh boy, troubles. So what's some advice we can give to our friends over at Anomaly for their next sets coming in Halo? Keep in mind them playing absolutely phenomenal today, but what kind of advice would you provide?
There was a time where someone was on hook. Alex was right next to them, and you pointed this out, but Alex let them go second. Unfortunately, obviously, I also just think that maybe they could have played. There was a time where also just saying, hearts to Snoots. Even though maybe he was running to a pallet, he dropped it and got hit through it, but maybe considering he got hit through other pallets recently, maybe he could have just died on it, as someone was behind him and could have got the pallet safe potentially, um, which is probably better than even just dropping the tile in the first place. So maybe could have just played for each other more in general. And there was a time where Alex kind of just gave a free stage, or even though it might have been hard to get it. I don't know, Hunter. To be honest, it's just kind of tough at the end of the day. Like, it's a really hard win con, and it's hard for any team to beat it, especially with this hillbilly. I didn't know who he was, but now I know that he's obviously just a very good hillbilly player mechanically, and yeah.
Yeah, I mean, with the last chase going off, we did kind of notice what happened over at the gate spawn. So, Halo, enlighten me. What are those gates called?
C-bus gates.
Good boy, that's it. That's
Whoa,
it. The
whoa,
C-bus
whoa,
gates. And,
whoa, whoa!
and now the chainsaw happening on our Claudette here will spell the end of Alex. So yes, leading into the next series of the night, I think